Hi guys, my name's Anthony Cummins and today I want to talk to you about ninjutsu and witchcraft. Now if you're new to my channel and you don't know the people I'm about to talk about, then don't worry about it. The point is we're getting down to the fact that ninjutsu and witchcraft actually go hand in hand. So don't worry about it and stay with it. Okay, I was looking around the other day in the community and I saw some people having a go at Krista from Budo Ryu, and having a go at Krista because Krista likes witchcraft, and it really struck home with me. This was extremely funny that people were in the same community, in the same ninja community. One was having a go at the other one because one liked witchcraft, and saying it was, you know, that was terrible. Now, and it made me laugh because ninjutsu technically holds witchcraft within it. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, witchcraft is basically the invocation or evocation of spirits, the use of spells, or the use of, the supernatural, if you will. Now you have to remember that we're speaking in English and we are translating into English. So every time you do this, you bring 1,000, 2,000 years of 1,000 years of connotations coming over from the Christian world into the English language. So that means that when we say witchcraft, we automatically think of, you know, the pointed hat, heretic, heretical, non-Islamic, non-Judaic and non-Christian beliefs. And you know that they're the heretics, if you will, the pagans, the non-believers, those outside of the three great religions. But what you have to remember is that when you're actually talking about Japanese things, none of them, you know, in the times that these things were done, none of them really had Christianity in them. In fact, Christianity was banned for quite a lot of the Japanese history, and when it was there, it was a minority. Even though a strong minority, it was still a minority. So witchcraft and ninjutsu. So what I've got here, I'm going to read from a book called Iga and Koka Ninja Skills. And you probably can't see that from here. Now this book was written it's recently been published, but the original was written in the 1700s and it's an original ninja manuscript of both Iga and Koka traditions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from you a couple of extracts to give you a gist. Now, of course, it's got lots of practical things in here, but let's have a quick look at some of them. Now, I won't read this one fully, but basically, the art of listening and observing. Kill 2 dogs while they are mating. Take the vagina of the male and of the female, and the genitalia of the male, and put the second into the first. Bury them at a crossroads. Next, pray every morning for 7 days while offering a bowl of water. Now later it actually goes on deeper into what you should do, and it tells you all the different things you should perform, but in the end you get a powder made from the genitalia of the 2 dogs, and this powder is magical and it will help you to listen to the enemy when you're in the enemy province and pick up the ninja information you need when you're working as a spy. That's definitely witchcraft. So let's look at this one, the art of leaf hiding. On the 5th day of the 5th month, take the liver of a black dog which has no white hair. Dry it in the shade until the 17th day of the 8th month. Trace the Sanskrit below on the liver 3 times a day during the drying period. Grind it up and wrap it in 7 layers of gold brocade and carry it with you. When you infiltrate a castle or a mansion, you can use this, or basically when you're infiltrating, you crumble it above your head when you need to hide, because the powder will bring the essence of the gods. It will bring the help of other spirits. Also, if you need to hide, you can chant the Wisdom Sutra, or you can trace this kanji on such a blade of grass. So you take a blade of grass, you trace the kanji, and you hide with this magical blade of grass. Right, okie dokie. Now the skill of luring someone out by magic. When you need to lure somebody out, you should chant the following poem 3 times and then stroke the teeth of a boxwood comb across your sleeve. So you start chanting and you start drawing this across your sleeve, and what it does is it draws the enemy out, it brings them out to see you. This is the ancient magic used by the shinobi. A couple more here. Now, this one is the art of incense smoke in connection with luck. Now, if you're a ninja and you're going on a mission and you don't know whether it's going to be a lucky mission or it's going to be a bad mission, what you do is you get an incense cup in the middle of the room and you kneel with it. And this is what the ninja scrolls say. If you cannot tell good or bad luck by the status of your mind alone, but you have a niggling cause for concern, you should perform divination in the following way. In the first third of the hour of the tiger, you should purify yourself. You should dress yourself properly, burn incense facing north, and chant the following spell 180 times. Kangen Kyo Ri Te. And then put your hands together and bow to the gods of heaven and earth, saying, human existence is stupid and obstinate, and we do not know if the issue at hand will fail or succeed. Thus I pray that the gods in the holy clouds will accept my wish and show me a sign to inform me if this matter will be successful or not. And lastly, the last one I'm going to say is the art of respecting the gods. Now remember, this is from the 1700s, all of these. For what is beyond human power or wisdom, you must understand that you cannot achieve great feats without divine favour and protection from the gods. You can only accomplish marvellous exploits of tremendous wonder when you have divine protection. Remember that it's all thanks to divine power that you can escape serious danger, like when you tread on the tail of a tiger or when you narrowly escape the mouth of a venomous serpent. Therefore, Shinobi no Mono, of all people, should respect and value the gods to the fullest and have faith and utmost in them. Now guys, what do we make from all of that? Now what you have to remember is that Buddhism was, when the word witchcraft was invented, was not really understood in the West, and now we've seen Buddhism as, you know, a very nice, a very good philosophy. But while some of this is Buddhist, some of it is also based in Shinto, and traditionally that would class as, both of them would class as witchcraft. It's the idea that the spirit of the tree, the spirit of the clouds, the spirit of the earth, the spirit of the river, they will help you. Or such and such a god of war. God as in gods with a small g, i.e. not God with a big G, i.e. spirits, you know, non-Christian witchcraft spirits. So when people say, you know, you can't mix witchcraft and ninjutsu together, you absolutely must mix witchcraft and ninjutsu together. In fact, I would say roughly, probably, I don't know, a fifth or a sixth, that's just a guess, but a fifth of ninjutsu is witchcraft. Lots of the witchcraft of ninjutsu. Now we call it the magic or the esoteric, but it is witchcraft. It's spells, it's chants, it's incantations, it's invocation, evocation of spirits. It's basically you ask the spirits to come and help you do something. So without doubt, in the English language, it's witchcraft. So when people have had a go at Krista saying, oh, you know, Krista's a Wiccan, Krista's witchcraft, you know, this is not ninjutsu. Actually, witchcraft is ninjutsu. However, but what we have to do is realise that actually Wicca is a modern form of witchcraft. Now Wicca, if I remember rightly, I'm doing this from memory, is actually based from a 1960s theory of what witchcraft probably was. And that doesn't mean it's wrong, it just means Wicca is entirely somebody's theory about witchcraft, and it's probably correct. In fact, I've seen some original documents and they're so, you know, very similar. In fact, it's quite interesting to see. I've seen documents or, you know, examples of proper witchcraft from the 1600s where they've put feathers in a pit and they've put this sort of thing in it, and there's wrapping things up and they bury it at crossroads and all this type of stuff. It's actually quite similar to some of the ninja magic. That's probably because primitive magic was the same all over the world, or I'm going to say the same, or let's just say similar. So what we have to remember when we discuss witchcraft and ninjutsu is, from Krista's point of view, we have to be careful here that Wicca is one way into witchcraft, but I'm not saying that Wicca is ninjutsu. Please do not misunderstand me. Wicca is a very modern interpretation of ancient ways, while as and it may have, and probably does have, and I'm going to go as far as to say it definitely does have, similarities to Japanese witchcraft. But then again, on top of this, you've got to remember that ninja witchcraft was not always just for ninja. Ninjutsu witchcraft is normally normal Japanese witchcraft utilized for hiding. So the ongyo spells, ongyo is not necessarily ninjutsu. It's a type of hiding, and it was used by Marashiten, the god or goddess who rides on the boar. Now, this god or goddess actually brings you invisibility. So ninjas, of course, are like, right, invisibility god, god of war, god of protection of warriors. That's our god. So they but they adopted or integrated the ongyo spells, which is this type of stuff where you chant and you chant the ongyo, or there's versions like this. I'll try and do a video on that in the future with Gabriel's help. But my point being is that while Krista performs a certain type of witchcraft, it's not, of course, holy ninja or Japanese witchcraft. But that doesn't mean she's wrong. It just means that she's adapted things, and it's clearly not from her. Wicca is not from an ancient ninja lineage. It's added by Krista. But that doesn't mean she can, let me get this right. I don't support that in the sense that I don't say everyone go and learn Wicca. What I do support is that everyone go and study witchcraft from the Japanese side, because that's absolutely what you should be doing when you're studying ninjutsu. So you've got to make a decision. Are you intellectually studying ninjutsu, i.e. you're interested in Japanese history, therefore you should study it intellectually. If you are a practicing ninjutsu shar or ninja person or whatever you want to call it, by that I don't mean a real ninja, you do missions, I mean you actually say you follow the ways of ninjutsu. You should absolutely be doing witchcraft and becoming interested in, medieval, actual recorded witchcraft. So for those of you who've come from YouTube from witchcraft and not ninjutsu, you've probably come into a very complicated community. However, again, in this book it shows you the witchcraft. In other books we've got more ninja witchcraft. So on the whole, let me round up, is ninjutsu absolutely has witchcraft involved in it. Krista does a modern form of a modern interpretation of ancient witchcraft, but it is not Japanese, it's Western. So, of course, I'm sure in the future she'll be doing a lot more of the Japanese stuff as well. So, I'm not done this video to try and split anybody or make arguments. I've simply done this video to say you can't stand there calling someone for their witchcraft beliefs when actually you practice ninjutsu, which is based a lot in ancient witchcraft. My name's Anthony Cummins. Subscribe below and keep up to date with everything. Thank you very much.